Alright. Hello everybody. This is gonna be a short stream. Actually posted a video today. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it. You could just check that out afterwards, after the stream. This here is gonna be another Gamedev stream. I haven't done one of these in a while, and I got like stuck, but I have some new NPCs that I'm going to add this stream, and I'm going to use those to like experiment and see exactly how much I can use to like change it into something else. And by that I mean like I switched it to where I needed hat finding and all that mechanic. Maybe I can make my own, so I can just have something where it just switches and does its own thing just easily. So that's what I want to go for. Sup Edon band, welcome to the stream. Alright, so let me just show y'all this. So let's go to preview. I go on and load. See, and this is what I have here. This cool little guy just dancing all about. But yeah, like I said, it's not gonna be too long of a stream. Hi, Ape Green. Welcome to the stream. I'm gonna be right back. This is what I have so far. Let me actually press M to... okay, something is not going right now. I didn't touch anything, and yet they are moving like that. That's not supposed to happen. Alright, so I hit B, and hopefully they just go back and go to positions. Right, so I'm back, and luckily everything seems to be in order. Actually, I'm not gonna have Outer Wilds music this time, just cause. And I also did another video today. There's no commentary, but it's like an hour or so long, and I just have it. Yes, I do remember you, Fisherman. Welcome to the stream. And I do remember your awesome suggestions from yesterday. I actually put those suggestions in the video that I did today, plus I combined it with some other cryptid drawings that I did. So that's what's gonna be in that video that I posted yesterday. Oh, and the timer just jumps. I don't want it to do that, but that's fine for right now. Alright, but yeah, I do remember you, Fisherman. Alright, so let me just show you the death animation of this guy. Alright, so this guy right here is a cryptid too. He's specifically a skinwalker. What game are you making? I'm making a game called Shape of You. You play as a skinwalker, which is this octopus dude right here, and you can transform into stuff and basically kill the humans. I am struggling on making this. So, for example, if I go there, align my like hitbox, and press C, all of a sudden I am now a tree, and I transform into that. Now I'm a fox. Actually, I have to press V because I need to be in this form before I take a different one. And now I'm a fox. And you could probably notice it, but the timer ticks down a little bit quicker if I am like in transformation mode. So yeah, I actually have cops here and stuff, special abilities where you could turn into like other cryptids. Yeah, that would be cool. Where did the humans even go? I had some folks here, and they've completely disappeared. Alright, let me restart the level because they just popped right out of existence. Alright, so as you can see, let me just go back and zoom back in. But yeah, maybe you should add like special abilities where you could turn into other cryptids. Yeah, that would be cool. Like, I was thinking about like having it be in a museum too. Alright, so let me just hit C. And as you can see, well, they were supposed to stop moving just like that, but as you can see, I actually have this where I can just look like them, and it should be where they wouldn't notice me. So I'm right next to this guy. Let me just transform back, and he instantly runs away. So that's like what I'm going for. And let me just go and up to next to one of them. Oh, so space. You see, that's one of the other issues. When I kill them, they keep walking. Like, can you imagine just dying and just keep on going? That'd be insane. Alright, so, have you ever heard of Bosk from Star Wars? No, I haven't heard of that. Personally, like, I watch more Star Trek, and even then I don't really watch too much of it. But I'm more of a Star Trek kind of guy. But I've seen some Star Wars media. Alright, so let me get rid of this. Actually, alright, let me put that back to minimal. Alright, so let me go. Oh, wait a second. It's another test. Alright, let me put this here, because I just realized something. Alright, so let's actually move this over. Alright, so good. That stays in the corner as it should. Because sometimes in this game engine, it doesn't stay in the corner. That little timer bar there, if you set some of the UI, it just changes whenever the position changes, which is bad, but it does that sometimes. Alright, but yeah, who is Bosk from Star Wars? Alright, so let me see. I just implemented a human 2 and a cop. So this is the human 2. Let's just go right next to it. Alright, so this guy is slightly bigger. I'm going to be able to transform into him too, but for now I want to test some other stuff. Alright, so what I am going to do is I'm going to go into events. So I'm going to go down to the human stuff. In fact, I can... Right here, this is not going to be touched at all, so let's just close down the skinny. The map can stay for now. Let's go down to the NPC. I could just copy and paste, but I'm not going to do all of that. There was some part right here that I wanted to do, and I can't recall what it was. So let's see. Alright, so I have the important and important. So I'm thinking, because I'm trying to like figure out my own raycasting and just see if I can fix that and do that on my own. And it's really a difficult thing to do. He's from the movie Star Wars New Empire. He was called Darth Vader to bounty hunt the Millennium Falcon. Millennium Falcon. Alright, that really is something. So he's like a bounty hunter. That's cool. I remember I used to watch a show called Dog the Bounty Hunter, but I haven't watched it in years now. So, but yeah, I have heard of like bounty hunting before. He kind of looks like one of the lizard people cryptids. Oh yeah, I also recorded a video of me making one of those, but I didn't post it yet, but I will soon. And one of the lizard people is actually going to be in my animated series too. Alright, so let's see. Where was I? Alright, so I have something where they just move instantly away. And I want to X that out. So let's see, where would that be? So let's just put the D on all of that. Alright, because I don't want the distance to be the trigger anymore. And let's put the D back here. Alright, so there, and I believe right here too should do the trick. Let me just go here and see. Because now they shouldn't move away from me automatically, and they still seem to. Alright, that's not supposed to happen. Alright, but anyways, let's see. Where would that be? You know, I somewhat want to just get rid of like the entirety of the tent and just start from scratch. So, alright, you know what? Let's do that. Why not? Let's start from scratch. I'm going to just D out the entire tin and just forget about that one and just experiment on the brand new humans here. Alright, so alright, here is the issue. Alright, so gonna do that and D that out. Yeah, I don't even know, man. I do not know. Alright, so we have this here, this here. Alright, so I'm just gonna put that out right there. Call it a 10. Alright, so that guy seems to be the only one leaving, which is fine. Alright, so I'm just gonna D them out. Those of you that don't know, D'ing is just like killing them in a way. Alright, so angle of horizontal movement, it's just all of this pathfinding stuff, and on top of that, they just don't seem to listen. So I'm just gonna do that, D it out, and let's go down to here. So you let some. Alright, where is this? Alright, new event group. We can call it NPC2. Because this one actually has like a running animation, which is neat. Alright, I have a figure of Bosk. Oh, that's neat. Oh, there's one piece of media. I didn't see all of it, but I saw a teeny bit called The Mandalorian. And I think he was a bounty hunter too, and he was the guy that carried around a baby Yoda. I forget what Baby Yoda's actual name was. I think it was Grogu or something like that. But yeah, that was like one of the few pieces of Star Wars media I seen That and Skeletal Crew. I saw a little bit of that too. But yeah, I haven't seen too much Star Wars. Oh, 9 folks. That's neat. Alright, so anyways, I'm remaking the entirety of the NPC. Let me just go and make sure that even me Xing it out managed to do that. Alright, good. Good, and me pressing B should make them do nothing. Excellent. Alright, so now I could just recreate my stances. Let me just move this guy right over here, so I don't have to just move him every single time. Alright, so got that. Let's go here. And I'm going to just basically remake everything from scratch. That's gonna be tiresome. Alright, so anyways, well, let's go with what I know to be decent enough. Let's go here. Oh yeah. Alright, let's go here, copy V, and go with this. This one is going to be undead. Pause, and we're gonna put a 2 on that. And then put a 2 there. Nope, not quite. Alright, the whole point of it was to like remake it, and then here I am just doing that. Turned into a rocket, man. I gotta see that again. I can just barely catch up with him. Goodness gracious. Oh, he went out of existence. Oh, there he is. Alright, so that's something right there. Alright. Alright, the main bounty hunter was Boss K. Oh, so Boss K was like the boss. Well, that was kind of redundant of me. Like, obviously the boss was the boss. But anyways, like the Boss K was the boss of Bosk. Alright, so wait a second. I think I'm mistaken something. Alright, well anyways. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. Alright, so let's change that to instant. And see if that would do anything to fix it. Wow, that really did not do well right there. Alright, so we're gonna switch that back to this. Alright, so here we are. Let's see about doing that again. Alright, so that will just move that one there. Alright, so let's actually get 2 of these new dudes going. So let's get him and him. Alright, so oh yeah, forgot to switch that back. Alright, with permanent force. But yeah, like I said, it's probably not gonna be that much of a long one today. Alright, so luckily they go to random spots, it seems, but they don't go exactly to where they're meant to go to, which is not supposed to be there. That. All right, so let's get rid of these two functions here. All right, so that's really something. Keep on going. I'm making an analog horror about Mothman. Do you have any ideas? Yeah. Mothman, from what I hear about the stories, Mothman, he always like shows up just before a tragedy, right? So for example, in my animated series, I plan on him like showing up like in the town, and then tragedy is gonna strike there, and then so that's what I plan on happening there. And so I think you can probably have Mothman like build up somewhere in the story where like say like your characters were exploring an abandoned factory, and then all of a sudden like Mothman just shows up there. He just doesn't do anything. He just shows up there and just stares at everyone. Everyone else evacuates. Someone else tries to fight him, and all of a sudden the factory explodes. It's a mystery whether Mothman is like a bad guy or a good guy, because him showing up could just be a warning, just him going off. But folks still have concerns of it. So it is understandable why they would think that, though. Alright, so like maybe you can like make him kind of like a demon, or like a force of, just like a natural force or something, and just shows up to all kinds of places where stuff are just going to go horribly. But that's just a random idea, though. To me, I'm not sure. Like, you could feel free to like refine it into like a much better idea. That's just like what I know about Mothman from what I heard. All right, so let's see. All right, 10 folks. All right, so I'm trying to figure out what I can put there. Alright, so it's to pick a random home and move to it. So I'm thinking once, where would he be? Alright, Human 2, the electric boogaloo. Human 2 is basically the new model of human. Alright, so, let's see. Alright, so, alright, a collision could work. So let's go with collision with home. In collision with home, let's give it a wait 0.1 seconds. So let's see, where is the wait function? I always get lost where it would be. Alright, so that's good. 0.1, because I don't want it to be too instant. Let's put it here. 0.1 seconds, and stop all forces is where it would need to be. So let's do that. Right, so now let's go there. Okay. Right, maybe I can put it into some kind of Boolean, and that would... Hello, Wade. Cartoon Network. Right, sup, Waden. Alright, so my main characters are Jeff, Megan, and Brian. They're going to like sneak into an abandoned forest, but Mothman shows up and he does not like having them invading his territory, and he kills them. Alright, I like that. I like that story. Oh, you know what you should do? Like if you're like animating it or like something like that, you can like have him like pick up one of them. I'm not too sure how big Mothman would be, but I feel like he should be able to. You can have him pick up one of them and just like have them high in the air and just drop them right in front of everyone, like whop, just like that. And I think that would be a pretty fun kill. Plus, it would be horrifying, like knowing that he could just swoop down on you at any moment. I think that would be pretty neat. Where did I... Oh yeah. I just realized I needed to do this. So let's have a position go in them. And I think having a variable in the object is the way to go. So let's go with... Boolean would be the ideal one, but I'm not going to do that yet. So let's go with @pos for @position. And hopefully I remember to keep on using that. Alright, so we're going to do that and hit apply. And then I will go like this: newspapers, missing teenagers. Do you have any sight of them? Please report to the police. Also, Mothman in my series Vanilog Horror is a villain. Alright, so that's good to know. Alright, so he's definitely a villain. So I'm thinking maybe he could like cause all of that madness to like feed off of it. So I'm thinking if he were to be like someone that feeds off of bad energy, I think maybe he can... I mean, he will look like most analog horror villains. Alright. So what I'm thinking is maybe he can like leave dead bodies in like impossible places, like on top of flagpoles or something like that. Like no rope, just like impaling them on there. I think that would like cause a lot of horror for the citizens. That could be pretty neat. Yeah, so like just folks just waking up and they just see that all of that's happening, like folks are getting impaled and all that. I don't know how it would scale to like worldwide chaos, but it would definitely be like spooky, like for a whole town, and I think that would be like pretty good right there. Alright, so let's see. Alright, so I'm gonna switch that to 0. I'm not sure why I put that one there. So let's delete that. Let's go here. Alright, so NPC number 2. Let's go down here. Variable value of @position is equal to 0. It's starting to get dark these days so early. I mean, it's still blue outside at 8, but it's gonna be just like a few weeks until it's completely pitch black at like 7. Even though I'm going to use Flipper Clip. Alright. My friend Maddie True uses Flipper Clip a whole bunch. So that could be... So yeah, it is a like useful app for animation and stuff. Alright, so I'm going to change that to 1. And I just realized I don't see how this would stop anything right here. But let's just keep going with it, because this would still be like the exact same thing it was at before. Alright, so let's do that. They completely missed the mark. Okay. Alright, so let's do that. It stops the human, and then you can switch it back to 0. Alright, so let's do that. And let's have the weight go. Let's go with 3. Click, 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 click. Oh my gosh. Alright, effort. Just gonna type the whole thing again. Damn, 10 won't click. Alright, so alright, so let's see. Let's hit B. So this guy moved there. Alright, so it works kind of. Alright, so let's go up to here. And let's unlock this. Change it to that. See if the pathfinding is still good. They still go through the wall. Like this game is so damn annoying. Oh my gosh. Alright, so actually that's why I also made this. Let me go here. I think I hit the spacebar to enter. And as you can see, I have a whole house and indoor section where they can go in now. And it's not really what I wanted for the game, but it's what I'm gonna have to do for the game. Alright, so another thing is I'll probably just have some fun. Maybe I'll just like rework it and just turn it all into like a museum or something. Because like, it's just annoying to have a whole other scene here. And I have no idea how I'm gonna keep track of what everyone is doing inside of the other scenes, and I'm going to have to make like, what, 6 of them? It's just gonna be a headache. So I'll probably just do that, make a giant border around everything, and then hopefully I can just work it that way. Right, anyways. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's stuff that I missed. Alright, so Waden's gonna create a manga. Hack and slash, inspired by Jason and violence. Check. Alright, that's cool. It could be very inspiring. Favorite character for animation is Castlevania. I'm going to make all types of cryptid horror. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Fisherman. Like, we need more, like, especially analog horror. I think that would be fit very well in like the cryptid scene, because I don't think I've really seen all that much cryptid horror, because I really like when the horror is kind of like animalistic. Like there's one that I really like called Strange Birds. That's a real good one in my opinion. And I know this one isn't really an analog horror, but I can never bring it up. But it's a neat little story on Reddit called After the Fall. It's set like after an asteroid strikes and like basically decimates most of humanity. And like that was a long story, but that story was so beautiful. I still go and revisit it on occasion, and I may actually revisit it again pretty soon. And it stars this guy who like just finds this kid, and he decides to like raise him as a son despite like being a teenager himself. And they both just survive and become like brothers and everything. That's neat. That's just neat to me. Well, anyways, let's see, what the heck was I doing? Oh well. Let's just review this again. Alright, so this works in a way, but they just go off somewhere else, and that's not supposed to happen. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to reduce that to just 100. Maybe 200's fast for that, but that's just way too fast. Alright, so see, like as you can see there, they're stuck on a freaking door. Will they get it done? Nope. It seems like they're going to some random spot elsewhere. There's no stuff there for them to stand at, so I don't know why they go there. And as you can see, they seem to have like an accelerated force where they just keep on going and going. It's just annoying. You also do game design? Yeah, I dabble in basically all the artistic pursuits. I have made a bunch of music before for my animation specifically. They're too short for me to use them during streams. I could post, but like if you go and look at my animation specifically, you will see music that I've done. I animate, I make comic, I do music, and I try Gamedev. Gamedev is the one that I'm the worst at. I've made 2 games. I made and finished 2 games, but I've attempted 5 games. 5 of them, well, 3 of them did not work out, but 2 of them, they work pretty well. And you can like find them on Newgrounds, so that's a good place for them. I completely lost track of where these other guys are, but I bet if I spam B, I could see one of them appear on the screen. Yep, as I expected, one of them would show back up. See, they just got super speed. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, since that part is virtually automated, let's just Control C, Control V, and get rid of the B, press an action, and forget if the timers in Gdevelop count up or count down. So I don't know. Alright, anyway, so delete, and we're gonna just go with that. Where is it? I'm looking for the timer specifically here. Timer. Value of a timer. Tim. I'm assuming it's wondering. Yep. Is greater than, let's go with 5 seconds. And this should ideally set it so they automatically do that. See, I don't even have to press the B key, I think. I might, so let me just press B once. Okay, I have an idea. Right. Hey, after I'm done with the Mothman, I'm going to create the Enfield Monster Analog Horror. Now that sounds awesome. Because that monster is so cool with its like 3 legs and just hopping. Like, can you imagine like being hunted down by that? That'd be neat. Music and sound design is good. I can use them for my cartoons also. Soon get a mini synthesizer keyboard. In 2002, a drawing tablet to create animations. Oh, you don't really need like a drawing tablet. You could just use whatever you're on now. Phones, they're good for flip or clip, but for me, I just use my mouse on my computer here. You see, everything you see here is basically a finger painting. So yeah, just use like what you have and just get started, and you'll love it. I'm sure you will. Alright, so I have an idea on to test scales of stuff. So I'm going to set another border. So let's go here. So I'm going to go here and set the border here. I'm just making a diamond-like shape, so they hopefully don't like get caught on to that. Alright, so I wonder if I can like use that with the collisions. Alright, so that's good. That means they can just go across there, which is good. Let me just see. Alright, good. They could just slide on it, which is excellent. So, after houses, after interiors, or after outdoors, basically, I'm going to just go ahead and just make it so all of it's just one ginormous museum. Why a skinwalker is in a museum? I don't know. I don't know, guys. But that's just gonna be the case. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, man, I almost want to just save it because this took so long to make, but alright, you know what? Here's what I will do. Alright, so let's just undo that and that. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, so I'm going to just take all of this, just move all of it over here. Going to just take these Z order stuff here. We could just have them start in the corner. And let me zoom in just a little bit, just to make it easier. And yeah, because you know it just takes a lot for me to be fed up with it. And yeah, I think I could just leave the grader, whatever it was there. In fact, let me just go ahead, do that, and just hit the delete key for those, because I don't need that there. Like, I only need 3 of those right now, so let's just delete that, delete that, delete that. There's 1 of these here. You know what, I guess I was gonna delete it anyway, so delete. What even is that? Let's make it bigger. Yeah, so let's just keep that off the screen. Alright, so that's fine. I could just incorporate new ones there. Let's get the cop spot over there. And there shouldn't really be any more of these here. In fact, you know what? I find myself like and do my infield monster analog. Going to add that animal faces all over place. Plus all over. Kill that. Well, alright. You do you, my dude. Alright, so. Sup, Digital. Welcome to the stream. I got fed up, so I'm deleting my map. I'm just gonna let it stay now. It's going to be just an extra useless bit right there. Alright, I'm gonna move all of these over to here though, because that's still somewhat useful. And I'm gonna make a whole brand new area, brand new place of fun. So now I got 1 of everything here. Just delete that. In fact, I don't even need those humans here because they're annoying. So I could just delete that too. Alright, but anyways. Yeah, I even have this here. Not really necessary, so let's just goodbye to you as well. But yeah, like I said, don't think I'll have all that much time, so we're gonna just do that. When I create my cryptid dialogue here, horrors where you watch them? Yeah, I will. And hopefully they get big. Because there's a channel that I watch a whole bunch called the Immortal Carnus. They cover analog horrors a whole bunch. Alright, so let's do this now. Let's get the tile map. See, order of this is going to be 1. So, got that going here. Alright, so for the indoor stuff, I'm thinking maybe you can just go with wood. Because I think that will be enough to like function as what it's meant to be. So yeah, this here is the museum. Now I'll just have like very slanted walls, so that the humans could just walk there, and I could just get rid of this whole pathfinding nonsense and just get to where I need to get to. So yeah, that would just be much better. So let's just do that. Let's make sure every inch of this is just right. And I feel like this should be big enough. Plus, it would make more sense for the police to have batons, so now there would be security guards. Alright. And you know what? Also, we're gonna just say F the logic, because we're not gonna... They could leave, but I'm not doing that. We're not gonna do that. So, let's see. Feel like it should be a little bit bigger. So we're just gonna do that and go to... Alright, fine. We'll just do that there too. But what I was going to do was go about here. And so this is like a nice big section right here. Alright, so reworking literally everything. So I basically added 2 new NPCs. Didn't add anything to them yet, but I added 2 new NPCs and I basically remade the map. That's fair enough for the time that I've done here. So 50 minutes, that's fair enough. Nobody knows the scripted, but I'll make an analog horror of it anyways. Mantis Man. Oh, is Mantis Man like one of those aliens that look like praying mantises? Because I have heard of that one on like the Y-File. I can't remember what that episode was about though. Alright, let me actually get some of these guys here. Need to get 2 human 2s. And I'm going to just go ahead and just get these here. And let me just make sure everything is working all nice and proper. Where can they possibly be going? These freaking... Okay. Alright, so... I don't know where the fuck they go off to, but it's just annoying. So... Alright, maybe it's something with the event. Let's see. Alright, home... Alright, let's just simplify it. Go to home... No extra strings, no nothing like that. Just get your ass home. And we're gonna just do that, and hopefully that fixes the stuff. No wonder the pathfinding stuff just goes there. Okay. Oh, there's more stuff to read. I have a touchscreen laptop to create my animated films. Yeah, that's what I used to that I've never had a drawing tablet before, but real soon I'll order it online. Not now, it costs a ton. I have like a real cheap one, but I don't really use it too often. Anyways, I think I know your favorite cryptid, the Enfield monster. Yeah, I like it a whole bunch. My animated series is going to be like about werewolves though. But that cryptid is just so cool looking to me. And I really like the idea of it just hopping around kind of like a kangaroo. That's neat. Alright, so I agree. Yeah. Just gotta like get into. I just realized something. My freaking UI is gone. So I know I didn't delete it, but it's gone. So let's just go here and retrieve the tin. Alright, so let's just get all of that. And somehow I didn't grab the other tin, so let's just grab you too. Alright. But Gamedev is like the most annoying and tedious of the artistic endeavors that I go through, that I enjoy doing. So it goes without saying that Gamedev is like the one I do the least. And so let's go here, put this inside of the vision box. Now to test that theory, let's just make sure that that's there. Yep, and there's the bar. Yep, completely forgot about everything there. Alright, so let's have everything here. Got that just about right here. Should do it. Got this line here. And that's just the test rays that I have going. Just fatty patty cake. But it quickly turns into the numbers and stuff with the timer. Alright, so that's good there. You have these nice wooden tiles. And yeah, I could use this to like change into other stuff too for the exhibits. So yeah, that would be neat. So let's zoom out. Now since the camera's always on the guy, I suppose it wouldn't really matter. But I'm going to still do that anyway. So, let's see, yeah, everything here is fine. So let's actually grab this. I think I'll use the sidewalk texture to just put the stuff on top of it. But for right now, let's do the walls. So the walls, let's just do that like so then if anything I could just make the map bigger if I want it to be. I think right here is more than big enough though. And so right now I'm just basically encasing it. Yeah, so that's just the map because, dude, I'm just tired of doing that other stuff. So we're just gonna keep it here, keep it simple, keep it nice. So then I'll just use that sidewalk texture, what used to be the sidewalk texture, to display the stuff. I could probably have a little park, if anything, for the trees, or like little vases or something like that, and I think that would look great. So alright, but I agree. We should add a boss to your game. I don't know how I could add that, but yeah, I could try. Right now, I'll definitely like add it if I figure out like a good way to like do so. Right now, I'm just trying to figure out how I can even make this work, because I'm struggling on figuring out how to make everybody move properly. Like, this game is just so confusing to me. It took a year to make my first game, and then it took months to make my second game, like 2 months. So that's because the learning curve was so high the first year. But that's kind of similar to how it was for comics for me, because I made like the first 9 pages of my comic, and it took like, I want to say 110 days. And then I scrapped all 9 pages of that, which is such a bummer. But then, I fully made the comic 26 pages. Guess how long it took me? Only 86 days to make 26 pages. So I've improved that significantly when it comes to comic book making. And I still have around the same number of panels per page. I just draw faster and plotted everything faster and better, so it just worked out much better that way. So I'm proud of that. I'm skipping this, man. Usually I let him sin, but not today. It's not happening today. Alright, so let's unrip that. Alright, so I have an idea for a boss, a giant crab boss. Alright. Looks like a Flash game. Yeah, it's gonna be like played online like Flash games used to be. I used to play coming from school in the early 2000s. Yeah, I'll play my retro games I miss on the emulators now. Those were the good times. Yeah, those were like nice times. I should probably see if I can get emulator as well. I still have some of the old systems, but I doubt they were. Plus the disc, they probably got rotten by now. But anywho, let's actually design the map a little fully. So I'm gonna just look around and see how the tins look now. And so that's good. Now I can actually just repurpose the border. Is this lazy? Yeah, it is. I think it would just be easier to just do that. And so this is here. This just here. And then let's just do that here. That should be ideal to move in this. If not, then I'll do it. Alright, come on. Alright, excellent. Alright, so now they can no longer move out of it like just crazy fools. Still don't know what's up with their pathfinding though, but I guess this randomness is fine since they are fully enclosed. I remember those crazy times even playing that Space Chicken website. For me, I actually found new grounds, and they actually still have some of the old games I used to play, like House of Wolves and And Team Hotel, that one was a real fun one. I actually played that one again recently. It was so fun. And Moby Dick, I'm gonna see about playing that one again. Like, those are fun. If any Flash game, do it. Grounds. It's like nice and fun, free games. Games too, so you don't have. didn't have the electricity, they were so massive. Window. If I remember correctly. All this time I haven't seen her. That's some BS. Alright, well anyways. But yeah, in case you didn't hear me, I do know about Thunderbirds, and I think it would be cool if in another universe, Thunderbirds like actually existed and were tamed by humans. Humans just rode them around instead of horses, just flying all about. Alright, so yeah, that would be pretty cool. Alright, I need to just keep my eyes on that little flickering line so I can see it proper. Alright, anyways, I got the fox there. Let me go here. So now I can... You guys could like tell me suggestions and what I can make, because I can make trees, I can make foxes, I can make all kinds of stuff now. So yeah, I think that would be pretty neat. I still wish I can just like have the sensor bar there so they just follow it in that way, but that's just meant for me. Alright, so for now, I will do that. So at the beginning of the scene, date random. So let's do that. Create a tree, create that. Alright, so two there. What I want is to pick a random one. So do that. Okay, so alright, so I needed to like pick a random object. Alright, so I remember doing this in my other game called Surface Tension. Alright, so let's see. So There's a simple way of doing this. And going to make a brand new value system somewhere, variable system. And so let's do that. Alright, let's edit scene variables. That's gonna be the scene variable. Let's go with platform. So I think platform should do it. Gonna go with that. 0 should be fine. Platform 2. When the heck did I say platform 2? Alright, perfect. Platform 2 it is. So we're just gonna do that. Let's just say it's 1. We're gonna do that. Create Fox. Let's do that. Just put a bunch of those. Copy. Okay. Do that. Place that with a 2. Put that here. Take that. Put that there. So we're gonna do that. Go to variables, change variable value, go to platform 2, set it to equal to random in range. I forget which one a float or the decimal 10 is. It would be nice if it said what it was, but it does not. So we're just gonna do that. Somewhere between 1 and 2. That's like that. So now it should pick which one to spawn. Once I pull that in. And it's good. Let me, just for ease of access, let's make another keybind. So let's go up to here. Because I'm tired of like closing it and declosing it. So I'm just gonna do this. So in the world, alright. I don't know what's not working, and I think it's the control key. So just gonna do that. And let's change this to N. I don't think I have the N key for anything. Just in case, let me just go and press N randomly. And if I remember correctly, it's C and V. But yeah, as you can see, it works. Alright, so that's good to know. I just need to find a way to like have it spawn for each and every one of them. Alright, so anyways. Alright, so maybe if I hit like pick all before pick random, it would do it. But anyways, let me just do that. Go to scene. Stop and go back to previous scene, or like just change scene to scene. This is the only scene now because F the house. And yeah. So now when I press N, okay, so it's working. It's just not going all of them at once, but that's great. So now when I press N, it just resets the scene. And so that's good. Should I make a Cthulhu analog horror? I don't know it for certainty, but I think that one might be a 10 already. I think you should make whichever analog horror like speaks to you the most. So I think you should make that like three-legged monster one most definitely, because I've never like heard of an analog horror about that. So you should do that. So you should be the first for that one, because there's like a lot of stories about Cthulhu. Now, if you do make one, it might work because there's proven to be a lot of people that like that. But I think you should be like original for your first go. At least in my humble opinion. But like I said, you should do what you want. Alright, so I'm gonna try having it so it picks all instances and then picks random, and it should ideally do that. Okay, so that's not the case. Could probably just have it go down another level. So I'm F. How did it go there? Alright, so I mean, probably will, but I don't know. I don't have the idea. But I'm sure it'll come to you, my dude. Plus, you got the time. There's no rush to these kinds of things. So, alright, pick all objects. Alright, so good. I could just do that, and hopefully this worked. Preview, maybe. Alright. Alright, still a no. Okay. I don't know why I'm trying to add replayability. I could just, and I don't even have the game just yet. But look at me trying to overcomplicate things. Alright, so you could have it be a nice open area, and then once like those stuff can be visible, probably try out like ray casting and see about what that would be. Alright, but I don't know. Trying to remember how I did it in surface tension, because I had random box drops in that. By the way, if you search surface tension on Newgrounds, you can probably see my game there. You can also see my comic as well. Alright, just so you know. But yeah, I believe in you, my dude. You can make the comic. Alright, so let's just move this down here. And that's not what's supposed to happen. And I don't think there's a do once option. Right, maybe if there's like a just spawned object, I can do something with that. So let's put that up there for now so it doesn't trigger all the time. Alright, so alright, you know what? Why am I overcomplicated things? Let's just get into it. I found an idea for the Cthulhu ones. Basically, these divers go diving this ancient cave, then they find this treasure chest. It's got like this ancient rock in it, and Cthulhu appears. Yeah, that could work. Alright, so alright, so let's just go back to the scene. And I could have like empty boxes there. That would be pretty cool. It would be nice if there was like a way to like okay, I have an idea. Let's go to the platform object, and I'm going to make a specific variable to say active and inactive. Alright, so let's do active. Oh gosh, alright, let's put claimed instead, that would work. Alright, so let's put it be naturally false, so it's boolean, false naturally, boom bam. So we're gonna do that. So just pick all objects and change the specific one to claim. And ideally that will work. Knowing my luck it won't, but let's do that. Set it to true. So pick all platforms. I'm gonna do that. Gonna make sure that hopefully it takes that into account, that variable value of that is false. Oh. It's false. Can you do that? Alright, so do that right there. Just hit N there, and oh, I don't have a way of testing that. Okay, I've played myself. Alright, let's actually remove that for right now and look again. Alright. Oh, yes. I'm a genius. Finally figured it out. Alright, excellent. Alright, so now your boy got some random generation in here, and I set it up in such a way that I can easily put it right where it needs to be, so I can add more onto it for more museum exhibits. Alright, excellent. I mean, if you could give me some ideas. That's just my idea personally. Alright, so do you mean like ideas for Cthulhu? All right, so you would have to refine this, but here's my idea for Cthulhu. So what he is like this entity where he would just go crazy, make people go crazy. So I think for my idea, that you should make it so that people, they just go and they in this ocean start in like a mining thing, you know, like just deep ocean mining like they do in real life. Then all of a sudden they've woken up Cthulhu. Now, to avoid it from being too crazy, we're not going to give him all the powers that he does in like Lovecraftian stories. We're just going to give him like just the madness thing. So we're going to have like most of the people in that factory go crazy, kill each other and all kinds of stuff. But some of them still survived, and they decided to worship Cthulhu, and they decided to just go ahead and just make him their leader. So that's what they are going to do. So they all worship Cthulhu now, and that's just what they do to survive. Alright, so I need to change the projection of that. So, and then the story could just follow them just going on and about and just trying to convert other people by spreading chaos, or maybe kidnapping them and taking them to the factory. That could be an interesting way of doing that. But again, like, this is just off the top of my head. So if you're writing this, you should like add your own like spin to it, or like refine it. I think that would be really good, and that's just like my idea for it. All right, so I'm glad that I was able to do that. Alright, so we're gonna have this here. And I'm just going to like expand this all the way out and just have a whole bunch of museum pieces here. There has to be a way of doing that, like faster, so I don't have to drag and drop every time. But I don't know. There surely has to be a way, but I do not know it. Alright, but anyways, that should be enough of the room. Like, I was thinking about like having the tin spawn too, but that just seems like a whole mess that I would have to deal with. I'd rather not. Alright, so we got like more or less an equal proportion of trees and stuff. So that's good. Let's just make sure that these are still turnable. Alright, so that is good. Alright, so that is good so far. Made a whole bunch of progress. Alright, so I am happy with that. Alright, so let's see. But yeah, like I said, you just gotta refine like the ideas a little bit. Let me just do this. I never do this on stream, but I really want to right now. I almost paid for that. Got a kernel. Okay. Alright. But anyways, I have to urinate, so I'll be right back. That's cool. Thank you, Waden. And let me have this here so you guys can like watch it. Count how many times this guy dances. Okay, I'm back. I am back. Just had to urinate real quick. Alright, so I like that idea, but also maybe after worshiping they might try to kill him, but it doesn't really work out and they all die. One hides, but Cthulhu gets them and there will be a jump scare. Yeah, that works. Actually, that's what I like to hear. It's your story, you got it like nice and refined, and now all you have to do is just like execute on it, and that would be great. I wonder if you had to draw the characters and use it for game design. That's very cool. Oh, every single thing you see on the screen, I drew every single inch of it, every single animation. I don't really use like other people's assets. I just find the joy in creating it. Even that little hitbox thing, that little cyan square, I do that too. So yeah, I drew everything you see here. Alright, so let me also, before I forget, I'm going to move this in a tad. We just bring this over. So that's there. I know it's a little less space, but it's fine. So we're gonna do that, and I'm also going to just do this just a little bit. Still enough room to walk. So we're just gonna do that. That's good. Whoop, 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 whoop. Let's actually move this away. Alright, so now this guy walks all nice and proper right here. And everything is going well right here too. Let's make this bigger. Let's press B. Alright. Hold on, I'm going to work on Montman. Alright.
The greatest minds of Amphibia bested by a girl so insignificant. It was the demon of nightmares who undid our fate. Now it's time for revenge until every single world cowers in our wake.
Alright, guys, I will be right back. I gotta do something real quick. Alright, so let me just... But, like, you guys can just, like, watch those grave people and just see where they go. Because I need to find out why exactly they do what they do. Okay, I'm back. Alright, so... Hold on, alright. I did not miss anything in chat now. Alright, so I am so glad that now I have this nice system going on. And so I deed out the regular humans. Now I have this going on. So let's go here. Also, I can just like do this here. And just have like a nice little tin going on here. Straight through the frickin' tin. It happened again. Alright. Alright, go to that side. And he got stuck on that for a bit. Okay. Oh, there's a more simple solution to this, I think. Alright, so let's go to human number 2. And let's go to the collision masks. Alright, use a custom. Alright, so we're just gonna do that here. See, make his collision mask nice and chubby. So I got that there, this here. It's not much, but should work. Maybe I could just add like some movement stuff. I think I need to change the collision mask just ever so slightly more. So let's just do that. Just need one more right here. One more right here. And that should ideally make it perfect. So that should make it harder for them to get stuck on anything. Apart from maybe a corner, but I'll just try to avoid corners. Alright. Well, that's that then. And I'm going to try... Howdy, sup, Matty True. Welcome to the stream. Definitely going to be a wild game once it's done. Yeah, thank you for thinking that. I'm just hoping that it will be done. But I implemented a whole bunch of stuff where I should be able to have a whole bunch of stuff going on at this museum. I could probably change the name of the game, but I'll probably keep it like this. Alright, but and these are basically suggestions right here. How are you? I am doing fine, Matty Chu. How are you doing? Oh, I smell a smell, and that smell is not supposed to be smelling. Alright, I'll be right back. Something might be... And I'm back. I checked what it is, and everything seems to be fine. So, I don't know what all that's about, but hopefully it's fine. Alright, so, good. Sorry, I was late. I took a nap, and I had to eat dinner, but I'm here now. Ain't no worries. So, I'm actually going to go, like, kinda soon, but not too soon. I got some plans tonight. Alright, so what was I gonna do? Alright, the easiest thing to do would be to do some animations. So let's go to Human 2 and just name these animations. So let's just name it Idol. Walk. And this one actually has Panic. The other human does not have that. So I'll probably add that to them. And we can just have this be dead. Alright, so that's good. And I completely like deleted all the behavior for Green Shirt Man. And now I'm focusing on Gray Shirt Man, and if I can fix Gray Shirt Man, then Green Shirt Man will be fixed too. That's my goal here. Alright, but I digress. Let's get into this mess. Alright, I think I can actually find what I need in the former NPC files, so you must stop being lazy. I need to just go ahead and just get it done here. Alright, so I'm gonna go here when the upgraded version is in movement. Where the turn speed is greater than 2. I don't know what that smell is. Smells smoky, but I checked the oven and everything's alright, so I don't know what that is. So I think it's probably coming from outside, because I didn't even smell it in the kitchen. Alright, just stopping by, but I like your progress so far. Yeah, that's good. Alright, so oh, I don't know if you ever saw it, but I actually added, like, your fox into the game. Let me see if I can find one real quick. Alright, so should be one somewhere nearby. Alright, so here we are. I could just press C, and now I've transformed into a fox. Press V, and I'm not a fox anymore. I could also do it to a tree. And I want to, like, I could probably add, like, more animations and maybe some special animations. And these folks, they're gonna be, like, kind of stupid, because there's gonna be, like, all of these objects moving and they're just not gonna realize it. But as long as they're not actively moving, then I'll make it so it's that way. They just change it with that. Anyways, anywho, let's just go here. So let's put less than 2, change it to idle. Alright, that's great. Now, what I will do is I will see about, like, changing their flipping stance, because that is one thing that would just be easier to do for this one, because I actually managed to do one thing right and they flip as they should. So I'm gonna do that, and I should be able to, like, have the angle of the movement be this way for these guys too. Alright, so angle of movement, so let's see if I can have it, like, Object is moving towards another. Angle of movement using forces. Why did it change that to whatever it is now? Okay, so let's see, what was it here? Alright, 180 and 88. Alright, so let's change this to 180 and 88. And that should ideally do the trick. And that's 0 and 88, so I can just remind myself later. And what did I do there? Alright. Alright, so 0 and 88. Alright, angle of movement. 0. 88, there we go. Alright, so here we are. Alright, so these guys gained super speed again, and I think one of them zoomed out of the world. Alright, so they keep on walking backwards. At least the pathfinding, it does that usually. So. Alright, let's actually read this. In fact, let's actually go here so I can use that as a reference. Alright, so the angle in degrees and tolerance in degrees. I'm pretty sure it's the same as this, so... Oh, I see this now. Alright, so let's go with human 2 and human 2. I need to come up with different names for them. Alright, anyways. Oh. Well, that didn't do a dang thing. Alright, so here we are. What was I doing? Alright, so let's look at the angle of the movement and everything. So, what we're gonna do here is going to see if I can figure out what everything is. Alright, so got angle in degrees and tolerance in degrees. So that's what it is for the pathfinding. Angle in degrees and tolerance in degrees is the same thing, so... But yeah, I'm stumped right now. There's a primitive way of doing it. That's the way I tried it around like 1 or 2 Gamedev streams ago. Alright, so... Okay. So... Since these are the same... Yeah, everything here is the same. Oh, not quite. Yeah, I noticed so few stuff. Alright, so hopefully, fingers crossed, this works. Alright, go the other way. Need y'all to go the other way. Okay, good enough for me. Alright. Alright, excellent. We got them walking, and on top of that, it's much better than the other folks because when these guys get to their location, they stop. As they should. Just these guys gain super speed like the Flash for a bit. And so this guy is just making his way downtown, walking somewhere. He's taking his sweet time. You know what? I suppose I want him to walk randomly, so that's fine, I guess. Alright, so, made progress. I made it so that these guys can walk. I added them in the first place. I made it so that they can walk, do all of this. They can actually feel like I did better with them than I did with the human number one. These guys truly are an improvement. Right, but I have to make them have the fear. Gotta put the fear of the skinny in them. So let's give them the fear cycle as they should have. And for ease of use, I'm gonna call this one fear as well. So let's go ahead and go to hold up. Oh yeah, that's the case. Alright, so let's go here. Here, two variables. Let's go to add one, and let's make this a toggleable one. I think the other one I did it with numbers, but I think toggle should be fine too. If anything, I could change it later. So let's go with fear. False naturally. And just for the ease of use, let's just change it to this is where is it? Have to find like the distance between it. Right, there we go. So many stuff is in here. You know, to make it easier, to like make it just easier to navigate, I could probably set it so like it's a specific animations of one museum object, and that way it could work out fine in that way. Excuse me, because I can't see all the animations, I could just see one image of it. This was I just have a lot of images of it. So let's say distance is 26. Alright, so let's do that. Just change this guy to fear. And so it appears I gotta use the other 10 every time now, which is annoying. So let's do that. Control V. Gonna do that. Let's invert each position. So I'm gonna invert this. Click, click. and invert, set to false. Alright, so so when the 10 is true, so when the variable is true, you can actually do the negative value. So, and let me see, where would that be? So let's go all the way down to fear, because I think that was down here. Fear 1, no, fear 1. Oh, fear 1, and it's somewhere here. Alright, here we are. So that's good. Okay, so let's actually decrease that, because that's right. Effort. Let us stay. Oh, I see the issue. I didn't alter it. Actually, let me see if the humans walk away. I did. I think I saw a little bit of movement from them. So yeah, they do. And anyways. Alright. That was something, I guess. Alright, need to add like a slight amount of wait time to it. Okay, so wonder if I could do something about those corners. Alright, so I can't really seem to get them to be scared, so that's might be a problem. Alright, guys, we are out of time. So, I actually made a whole bunch of progress today. I made a whole new person, made it able to walk, also animated the walking. It walks in random places. It doesn't walk exactly where I want it to go, but that's fine for right now. And that's about it. I also made a whole new map, like reformed everything, and that's a pretty good deal. So until next time, just like the stream, subscribe for more random streams and animations and what have you. Also check out the video in the pinned comment. It should be there. And you could just check that out to watch me draw some cryptids. Different ones from the one I did yesterday. Alright, until next time, this is Invasion Animations signing out.